Today we're going to show you a photo technique that will save you a ton of time when you're listing small-sized items. Hey, it's Don. Today I'm going to show you a couple ways to save yourself some time by using what you already have. We're going to show you a little bit of a way to save some time when you're listing by taking your photos specifically a certain way, as well as something you can do with your scanners, your flatbed scanners, to also help you a little bit in speeding up time. Every second of time you can save when you're listing each and every item adds up over time. So if you're listing hundreds of items a week and you're able to save 5-10 seconds off of each one, you'll be able to list many more items in that same time frame. Think about it over a week, over a month, over a year, how much time you can save. Now I'm only showing a couple here in the video, but there's many different ways you can shave off 10 seconds here, 15 seconds there. Again, this is per item we're talking about. So if you're listing a lot of items, saving 10, 15, 20 seconds off of the time it will take you can really add up. The more time you save, the more money you will make. So when you photo your stuff, especially if it's small, I know it might be a little hard to see this, but when I'm photoing it, I'm wanting to center it in on the object itself. So I am centering the center of design of the item that I'm photoing right in the center of my camera. I don't know how easy it is to tell, but there's actually a red box on my camera, and you can just see the red box there. That red box is the center of the image. So when I go to eBay, that center is the exact same center. There's no difference in that center. So this photo will be centered just as it is here as it is on eBay, which will be honestly a big help for you. One other thing I should say, when I'm doing these small items like this, I've got this little stand, and I can move the stand as opposed to moving the item. That's a lot easier than picking it up because you can line it up. And with the square also, if there's writing or anything else on the item you're photoing, it doesn't have to be a button like this, but you want to line it up with that square so you can tell that it's straight. This is a Waldorf Astoria hotel button from about 1900, 1910. Value-wise, it's probably 25 to 45 bucks, just if you're curious what I'm photoing here. Now, I also have this little stand right here, and this is what I take. So I can take objects and stick the bottom of the button through it. So at the end of the day, you know, it will stand up just how I want it to. And then my camera, again, zooms right into it. If something happens to this, I can just put a piece of paper here and swap it out because I've been washing this. You'd be surprised how dirty buttons are, believe it or not. Your hands will be black some days when you mess with stuff like this. Now, you can do this for marbles. You can do this for pretty much anything that you want. This works great for everything. This is what I use constantly for this kind of stuff. Okay, with scanners, you can do the exact same thing as well. I usually have little card pieces cut as frames until at least I knew where dead center of the image was. So if you're like putting together a set of like Victorian poster stamps or something and you want everything dead center in the image, this is how you would do it. So that one right there is dead center in there. So if I just wanted to scan that one or however I want to do it, that's how I would set this up. And that's literally what I do for most everything. And I've got this where I can move it around. I can stick a larger one on here for bigger items to get them center. Now, it may not seem like a huge ordeal to get something centered, but if it's a small item, let's say we want to do something like this, it will save you time. It's a lot easier when it's straight in the section as well. This way, it's a lot easier to tell if it's straight. At least for us, it is. So when I'm scanning it or whatever the case may be, this is what I usually do. Center, again, if you want to do like a lot and you're doing them center, this would be another way to narrow the field that you're going to set up with. So just FYI, let's just put these last ones on here. Now, when you're doing small stuff like this, another thing to always think about is you're going to have to constantly wipe the glass plate. And this goes for the duplex scanner, your camera to always wipe the lens, make sure the lens is clean before you move on from there. And this is what I use. It's like a chamois. This thing works great for cleaning the lenses on anything. But this has been a tool for us for a very long time. Again, you can switch it up. You can make a bunch of them. So you've got like 4 little blocks or whatever the case may be. Let's say you want to scan baseball cards. You don't want to run them through a duplex or something like that. You can cut a panel where you have 4 openings, so you can just line up your postcard or your trade card, sports card, baseball card, whatever you have, one in each one of these 4 openings. I've got some pieces of paper that have like 6 openings, so I can just pop 6 different stamps, 6 different of these decals or stickers on. These are from the 20s, probably a little earlier than that for a few of these. These probably 1890s up through about 1920-ish. And these are Christmas stickers that the kids would have found at the 5 and dime store probably, or something like that. But this scanner, and this is a V600 photo scanner. This scanner has templates, their own templates, and that's where I got the idea that it works a lot better if you can have something centered. Like even these sometimes I use to line up. In fact, let's just show you that as well too, since we're right here. Now, even these are made to line up on the scanner itself with the number up there. This is for scanning slides, but you can also use those to center your item. So if you're going to scan several separate tiny small items like stamps and things, you want them dead center in there to save you time when it comes at the end of the day. That's what you do. Now, again, as I said, I've cut all kinds of cardboard ones that I use in place of these as well, so I can line up a whole bunch if I want, but they're always center. They're always exactly in the directions that I want them in, and the whole works. You can set the scanner up to scan in any direction. You can set it up to bop down on each one of these as well, too, if that's what you want. So this is a saving time for lining them up and trying to screw around if they're crooked or, you know, not horizontal, parallel to the horizontal plane or anything like that. So here we are in my store. Let's do a cell similar and just show you how easy it is to upload some photos. Centered wise, it does save you a step once you get to this point. It's far easier to fix the alignment issue with the camera ahead of time because you can just slide it so easily with your finger if you're very careful as you do it. So let's see about the next item here. Let's get rid of this here. So let's upload a new photo here. Let's pull from the next folder. I'm going to upload both real quick. And we'll show you how this can save you time. It can help you set it up ahead of time. So again, we've centered these in here. And what happens is when you go to crop it, it's automatically centered. So it's a matter of just 2 quick buttons. And it saves you double the time as well as you do this, because you can do front and back just the same. Again, that center square on your camera is the same crop square on here basically. So if you center it every time, you've got less to worry about. And it's not just a one-off thing. It'll save you time across the board as you do it. So no matter what I pick in a certain size range, it will center it and I don't have to crop a thing. Marbles, toys, soldiers, whatever the case may be. It's always dead center, as you can see here. Again, we'll do it again, dead center on the front of this one. So you can do this all day long, and this speeds up my time. So if you are doing postage stamps and scanning them, that scanner with putting the center square, my templates on there so I know where center of the scan is, will improve my crop time. I always crop these every single time. These are small items, so you're going to need to do something. I do the same thing with coins, tokens, marbles, anything small, any type of small jewelry I will do this with as well. I try and center every single image on every single photo that I do, because even if you're cropping down, it automatically gives you a certain point to start from, and you don't have to bounce all over the place when you're doing this. It may not seem like this is a huge plus, but when you're doing like items that are small and lots of them, hundreds and hundreds of them, at the end of the day, you are saving a pretty darn decent amount of time. And that's what this is all about. Even if I only shave off like 5-10 seconds per listing, if I can do 50 listings an hour, I'm saving a considerable amount of time. Over a whole day, a whole week, a whole month, you can list a lot more items if you can speed up even a few seconds every single time you do it. If you're listing a couple thousand new items every single month, think of how many more you'd be able to list if you could cut off the time. Now, this is just one type of shortcut. There's many, many other ones, like the little stand I use to take the images of these items. The little stand I use allows me to move it instantly to the center of the screen, and there's no issues whatsoever. So this has been a big plus and a quick time saver. Just like when you list like-to-like items. So I'll list all items in the same category, so I won't be changing the category. I won't be changing much of my title. So I'll list a whole bunch of 1870s to 80s buttons. They'll be sporting buttons. They'll be in the same bin. Same this. The sizes will all be the same, so I won't have to change anything other than a couple of words here. The images, again, which are real quick to edit in the whole works, and maybe the price. Usually I try to put all the prices in the same range. That is literally all I change. It takes moments. I have videos showing me listing 20, 30 items in a very short period of time. So this is how I can do that. Every little step you can take to save a few seconds adds up over the time frame that you're running this. So over a year, I'm saving hours and hours of time just by doing the centering in. It takes so much less time, as I said, to center in with the camera than it does to center in with eBay. So figure out where the time is best suited to improve it. It might be at the camera stage versus the eBay stage. So I have fixed it at the camera stage, so when I get here, it's just a quick, easy, constant way to crop these down, these small objects. Again, it works with coins and all kinds of other things. Of course, they've got to be in a certain range, but even if they're not, having it at the center does allow you to play around with this in many ways. So that's it on this part here. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
For the first time, the West's greatest outlaws in one great epic. The Outlaws is coming.
Ain't they?
Matt Masterson, Wyatt Earp, Cole Younger, Jesse James, Rob Dalton, Wild Bill Hickok, Bill Starr, Johnny Ringo, Billy the Kid. The Outlaws is coming. And the Stooges is ready. It's the Wild West at its wildest, and the world's biggest nuts at their wackiest, in the wildest shootout that ever fractured the screen. The Outlaws is coming.
Isn't they?